Back with another That's Another Story podcast. He always knows when I'm doing this. What's up, man?
Oh shit, man. How you doing? You know what I'm saying? Yo, and everybody out there in That's Another Story podcast land. Lang long banging on your eardrum. Oh yeah, I'll also be telling y'all, you can also find me also on Twitter. You know what I'm saying? PMIP Productions as well.
Link in the description below, always.
Always. So let's get into it. What was the topic today, Milo?
Man, today we're about to come up on, I believe it's the 3-year anniversary, close to the 3-year anniversary of a good friend of mine passing away to suicide.
Oh, snap. So what is it? Friends that lost their lives?
Yeah, man, we're talking about how we dealt with it, what we went through. Especially how do you deal with a friend's death? And like it's a sad thing to go through. I don't wish that upon anybody.
Death, period. Is not cool, but for me, this is it's a spinoff to the topic. Saying how to deal with the death of a friend versus for me, it's more of the number of deaths of friends that I've had. Does that make sense?
Yeah, that have passed away.
Yeah. So that's what this podcast is for, or is for my point of view today. You know what I'm saying? So I guess we can open with, or you want me to do like half of my list, and then you tell your story, and then finish the other half of my list.
Yeah, we can make this a two-parter if we have to be, but we're not gonna rush this topic. It's a serious topic, so go on, man.
Yeah. I just wanted to, like I said, we could probably count them. You know what I'm saying? Let me tally this shit.
Yeah.
I can't really think of the first person that passed away. I take that back. I can.
Yeah?
His name was Shannon Sharp.
Shannon Sharp, huh? Rest in peace, Shannon Sharp.
R.I.P. Shannon Sharp. Now, the funny thing about what happened to Shannon, man, is like the night of his demise, I was supposed to go out with him that night.
Really?
But I didn't go. I stayed home.
Why was that?
Now, this is also, I was probably like a freshman in high school at this time.
Oh, wow.
Or maybe even I was still maybe in 8th grade in junior high too. Going into high school. One or the other, but no, we were in high school.
So he was your age, huh?
Yeah. He was a peer. So what happened to Shannon is that there was another guy named Tyrone Gray. We're gonna still shout you out, Tyrone, even though the story is, not a happy one. Or the topic, I should say, is not a happy one.
But we're saying these topics to help those who are going through a friend's death, man.
Yeah. Or, you could probably empathize with, this topic as well. Like maybe coming from California or Chicago or, so parts of Miami, Detroit, you know what I'm saying? I mean, on my side of the spectrum of, the topic today. So his buddy, how many friends have you had that, passed away?
Me?
Mm-hmm.
I've had a friend and two people. And some of those friends were family members, but I consider them not only family, but friends as well. You can say that about some family members, but you can't. It's funny how you can say some family members are your friends, and some friends are your family.
Yeah.
It's crazy.
For sure. You know what I mean? But, okay, so Shannon Sharp. So, Tyrone Gray was, Overland High School. We attended Aurora Hinckley. And so I think maybe Tyrone might have went to Overland High School, or he was in the area Overland High School, but there's some cats that went to that school, and Tyrone kind of got into some words or whatever with them, so a beef. Just put it like that, beef. This thing had been going on for like weeks or so. I used to hear about it at school, whatever, how he was having a problem with these dudes from another school and shit. So, I'm good. Appreciate you though. I don't like stews or soups and stuff like that.
And a cold day like this, perfect.
Yeah, I just don't.
That's all good.
I just don't like stuff. Stews and soups and shit, and I be like,
There's potato, bacon, corn, all in this run.
I think what else, like gumbo is like a stew and shit.
Yeah.
Like I don't like that shit either. But I kind of like what goes in that shit, all the seafood and shit.
Yeah, I just don't like the way it's all put together in that platform.
I just don't like fucking
Okay, that's another story.
soupy, watery fucking cereal.
I love me some cereal. Alright, so talk about Shannon and this beef.
But anyway, so now Tyrone Gray and shit. So okay, so long story short, man. At the time, I think it was Peoria and Havana or something like that in Aurora, Colorado. Man, I can't really put my finger on it right now. I've been away from home for over.
You're from Aurora?
Probably 20, 30 years now. 20 years, over 20 years now. I'm pretty sure I'm away from home.
We're gonna do a video of us visiting Lang Long's hometown one day.
Yeah, that means also Y'all's too is shit. But so as the incident was unfolding, whatever, you know what I'm saying, I guess there was a party. The party had let out, and everybody ended up over in this one area, and the guys that had beef with Tyrone was like, and pretty much they was on our turf and shit, in our hood, around our school, you know what I'm saying, with this bullshit. So I guess there was a fight had broke out with these guys from Overland, and I guess a gun was brandished.
Shit.
A few shots rang out. I guess the first, I think it was a revolver. It had to have been a revolver. So the first 5 shots out were all blanks. Or not blanks, but yeah, blanks. They would call it blanks.
Not real.
Dummies and shit. And then the last one was a real bullet, though.
Mm-hmm.
That one hit my homeboy Shannon Sharp.
I'm sorry, man.
You know what I'm saying? So that was my first experience with death. You know what I'm saying? How I heard about it. You know what? I take that back. I think my grandfather died first from cancer, asbestos. That's another story.
Mm-hmm.
Shit down.
Y'all can see us. We have a notepad right next to.
Yeah, that way, because, when we coming together talking about it's time for us to do one of these podcasts, we be like, what the fuck we gonna talk about? But this right here is to, alleviate that pain of trying to figure out and fucking stress our brain. But anyway, man, so the Shannon Sharp, who came after Shannon Sharp?
But how'd you deal with it, man? How'd you deal with your friend's death?
Oh, yeah, so how that went, I was asleep. Man, it was kind of like a day, just like today. Friday weekend, Saturday, about the same time.
Mm-hmm.
The sky's a little more blue or shit. Looks kind of gray, hazy.
You still remember that day, huh? Like it was that.
Yeah, it was like, the sky looked like the blue of the sky. I was in junior high or high school, freshman in high school back then, so whatever was going on with the planet wasn't as bad back then, so the ozone layer probably wasn't as depleted as it is now, so the sky probably was a little darker blue.
Mm-hmm.
Like that shit that's in your garbage can right now and shit.
The RC Cola?
Yeah, or the other shit, or the box for it.
Yeah, that's Pepsi. Yeah, that's a Pepsi box.
Yeah, so. The sky probably looked like that is what I'm remembering what it looked like. You know what I'm saying? Like a dark blue,
Yeah, right.
thick cotton candy feel of a blue in the sky. But so I came out on the porch. My homeboy said, "You know Shannon? You know Shannon?" I'm like, "Yeah, man, Shannon Sharp." I'm like, "Yeah, motherfucker, shit." But he was like, "You know Shannon? You know Shannon?" I was like, "Yeah, man. You know." He's like, "He's dead. Got killed last night." I said, "What?" But I was like already in the fog because I had just woke up. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
He was at my door and shit. And I'm just like, so that was like really, man, the first time I've actually dealt with somebody other than my grandfather. You know what I'm saying? Who's died though. Like somebody my peer, man, who had their life snatched away from them. You know, that is a surreal experience and shit.
Yeah.
Then?
Oh, let me give you my story, man.
Okay.
You know, the craziest thing is, man, like when I dealt with death, it was really weird. You know, and before this death, it was my uncle passing away. But I want to talk about that guy later. I want to put that probably in the next video. We'll probably have how to deal with a family member's death. You know.
Yeah.
So this was probably about a year after my uncle, year and some change after year and a couple months after my uncle passed away from cancer. But Masood, growing up, was like my idol, man. He was like 20 to 18 years older. He was the kind of person I wanted to be. He was a doctor. He majored in history. I majored in history. I wanted to be a doctor. And he was a doctor that, like I said, was the one I wanted to be. The kind of doctor I wanted to be. He did a lot of mission work in Africa, South America, East Asia, Southeast Asia. Just wanted to help people to help people. Didn't really want to make money. And what he would do, and he did it for 20 years. So he got his medical degree, you know, at a relatively young age, 27, 28, got his MD, did his residency, you know, whatnot. But he would come to the States and only work 6 months and go back to some part of the world for 6 months. Or he would, like, that's how he split up his year. That's like, at most he wouldn't want to work in the States is 6 months. Because he just wanted to raise all his money, just take the money he earned and just go to develop, go into a part of the world that needed him the most. And I asked him, why do you do that? He said, you could be making, you know, a lot more money. He's like, I don't want that. I don't want that money. For what? What do I use that money for? To save? Put it in a bank? And he didn't get married either. He was passionate about not getting married, which is what I'm passionate about too. I don't want to get married. That's another story why I don't want to get married.
Yeah, I like how that shit's unfolding now.
Mm-hmm.
Write that shit down.
And I got a text from, so Masood, he was the kind of doctor I wanted to be. And he got me in touch with my current mentor, Dr. Ahmed Sheikh. Shout out to Dr. Ahmed Sheikh. And
Ahmed Sheikh.
Ahmed bin Laden, squiggly line. No, it's okay. Ahmed, you know, he's a pretty cool guy too. I love that guy. And he texted me at 6 a.m. And he knew I was going to be up because I would do night shift shadowing with him or early morning shadowing. And he texted me at 6, like, hey man, give me a call when you get this. Texted him at next second later. Because I was already up by 5. Again, this is the last semester of college, you know? And I just got arrested. That's another story. Oh my god. Jail stories.
Already, I got a few of those going with that topic.
So what happened was, he texted me. I call him back, and he says like, "Hey man, I can't talk about this. Let me just text you." I'm like, "Oh, what the fuck? This dude just told me to texted me to call him back." I called him back. Told me he'll text me. Texted me. He says, "Yo man, Masood passed away." I'm like, "What happened?" He's like, "Killed himself, bro." I'm like, "What?"
I don't think, you know, if you kill yourself, I don't see, like, I guess you do pass away, but you don't, it's not like you just passed. You know what I'm saying? Like,
Well, he's being polite about it. He's being polite about it.
Snatched yourself out of there. You took yourself out. You know what I mean?
But that's what I'm saying. He is being polite about it.
Yeah.
And this is how good of a doctor Masood was. He worked with Doctors Without Borders constantly, or for any organization, medical organization. What this guy did, he went. Do you know when the Ebola outbreak happened, like 3-4 years ago?
Yeah.
This guy was there, and he went on 3 tours to Ebola countries. So he was boom front lines. Yeah, he was
Ground zero for real.
Yeah, literally, man, and that really fucked him up. It really fucked him up when he saw how those people passed away, and he was telling me, man, you can't do nothing for them unless they get it at that time. Now there's still a little bit something. There's rumors of a vaccine and
Bill Gates owns it. Bill Gates has a fucking patent for the Ebola. He has a patent for Ebola, and he has a patent for the vaccine for it as well.
That's nuts.
He owns that shit.
So he was.
So there's no mistake he got out.
That's another story.
That's another story. You didn't hear that here on That's Another Story podcast.
Yeah, we don't want to get chased by Bill Gates money. No, we take that all back, okay? We take that all back. That's all.
You didn't hear that here, shit.
Yeah, you heard nothing, motherfucker. That's okay. Bill can't get to us. This is an Apple iPhone. This ain't an Android. But you got an Android. You gonna get your ass. Oh my god.
Wait, go ahead.
So when I found that out, I'm like, why, man? Why? This guy was my hero. I even told. And I fucking worshipped the ground this guy walked on, man. He was everything I wanted to be. Everything. I even confided in him with my problems. I told him, like, man, you're my fucking hero. I want to be just like you. And he's just like, man, don't be like me, man. Don't worry about it. You'll find your own way. And I told him, no, bro, you're like my hero. I've been looking up to you since I was like in 6th, 5th grade, you know? I've always been chasing you. And I was trying to call him the weeks before, but he didn't pick up, you know? And I thought, at the time, I just want to ask him about some shit, because some shit happened to me. I got arrested. I wanted to tell him. And, so, when I found that out, my parents didn't know that I knew. Because I was still in school. They didn't want to tell me because of, they wanted me to focus. But at the same time, I knew about it. And they were surprised. And when they finally told me about Masood, I told them, guys, I knew since the day it happened. It's like, who told you? You know, Dr. Sheikh. So, because I didn't want to worry them, because telling them I knew. Because if I told them I knew, then they'll get worried for me. But it was crazy, man. I miss him to this day. And when I went to his 1-year passing, because I didn't go to the funeral. When I went to the 1-year passing of his death, I saw a lot of his old college friends there, and all of his old friends that he grew up with for the past 20, 30 years. Look on their faces, and I started thinking about me. It's just like, one day my friends are gonna pass, and we're gonna get old. But to them, to each other, they weren't old. To them, they were still in their 20s, you know, in their mind or in their views of each other. And it's, I saw a lot of grown men cry at that 1-year anniversary, man. A lot of grown men, people that I look up to, people that I want to be. Rest in peace, Masood, man. Rest in peace, bro.
R.I.P.
And, it's a damn shame, too, because he had 2 older sisters. His mom and dad are still around. Literally, man, me and Masood were so similar, man. Our dads had similar quirks, or we had same views, same kind of relationship with our fathers at the time. You know, sometimes positive, sometimes good. A lot of resentment, a lot of love, a lot of hate. And, a lot of anger. And, to see his father like that, and to see his sisters like that, to see his mom like that, kind of struck home, man.
Yeah.
Kind of struck home. And made me think, like, man, and I almost did, like I said a couple podcasts ago, I was suicidal, and I could talk about that, suicide thoughts.
Yeah. And that's what I wanted to say in this one right here too. Is like, you looked up to him, but don't look up to him in that aspect right there.
So how did I deal with it, man? You go down a bad rabbit hole. You go down a lot of rabbit holes. Like, oh, why did it happen? Why am I still alive? How could I have changed it? Those are just rabbit holes. All those are at those points in your life and that part of the phase is just grammatically correct questions. That's it. They don't solve any purpose. They're not there for a purpose. Why did it happen? You don't know why it happened. How could you have done anything? No, you couldn't have done anything. You know? Is it your fault? No. It's no one's fault.
Yeah.
And, like I said, and if you stick in those rabbit holes, you're just going to go deeper to the center of the earth, man. You're not going to find anything. Just lava and magma, and you're going to burn. So let the pain train hit you. Deal with your emotions. Deal with it. But don't run away from it. Don't suppress it.
Say, this is kind of off the topic, but on the topic, because he just said write that down. For those of you who know who Erykah Badu is, she tweeted this today, and I just thought that it was important. You know what I'm saying? Because we talk about this so much on That's Another Story podcast, and it's very important for you guys as well. But for your lives and what you manifest in them, those lives. But Erykah Badu. Write it on real paper with real pencil with real intent and watch it get real. Spelling is a spell. E-B. I'm going to read that to you guys one more time. Write it down on real paper with real pencil with real intent and watch it get real. Spelling is a spell. Write that shit down. Also, she said write it in pencil, man. But what I come to understand and learn and shit is that blue ink on white paper is the best for manifesting. And then I'm going to move into back onto the topic. So the next death that
Hold on. I think we talked about death of peace. It's getting past our 20-minute mark.
20 minutes?
Yeah, man. So let's just cap it up, man. Like, and I was like,
oh no, I wanted to go through the list of, cause well, maybe it's not something nobody want to talk about. But then again, you said you wanted to hear, or they want to hear. You know what I mean?
So how did you deal with your friend's death? How did you deal with your friend's death, man?
Man, like right now, to me, at this point in time, the last death that occurred was my brother's wife.
Sorry, man.
Probably like less than, probably 6 months ago. Maybe, I'm going to say less than a year ago was the last death. No. No. My cousin's son just got murdered in front of his mom in the front yard.
Oh, bro.
Yeah. So that was like probably the most recent murder death.
Do you feel like you get with all these deaths with growing up? Do you feel like you've gotten used to it? You know what to expect now when someone passes away, or it's all fresh each time?
It's always fresh. It always leaves you like numb, like in awe, like surreal, like you're in another world, like you can't believe it, like they was just here, I was just talking to them, now they gone, like it makes you think about life, like shit, I could be gone tomorrow, you know what I mean? Like,
yeah.
People don't wake up to like today, however many lives have already been lost today. I'm sure they didn't wake up and think, I'm gonna die today, you know what I'm saying?
I can't imagine
They're no longer here, so we're going to say R.I.P. for all those people who already lost their lives up until this point today.
And every time you listen to this podcast, despite it being today, whatever day you listen, R.I.P. for those people that died that day you listened.
Yeah, that's good shit.
Alright, guys and girls and women and men, bad bitches and bastards.
Motherfuckers and good folks and lads as well. We about to bail.
Alright, guys. Peace.
We out.